Hey everybody. So I'm going to just wait for everybody to jump on. This is a message from Spirit and from my higher self. And it's a pretty serious topic. So if you are not able to handle very serious topics like this, just don't be on the live, okay? This message is from Spirit, and this message is for people who have had suicidal thoughts, or people who are suicidal, people who feel every single day like they don't want to live. And Spirit is forcing me to share with you my story, a part of my story, and to make you realize that it's not that you want to die. Okay, it's not that you actually don't want to be here anymore. It's that you don't want to continue living in the avatar that you have been playing because of what society has forced you to do. Okay, so it's not that you want to die. It's that you want to kill something within you that you can't stand being around. And that's really what's happening. Okay, so I'm going to explain something to you. I'm going to explain to you a little bit of my story. And I'm also going to explain to you what Spirit taught me on how to deal with suicidal thoughts, suicidal attempts, and suicidal feelings. Okay, I'm going to teach you something today. So the first lesson is you don't want to die. You just want to kill something within you that is driving you insane. That's the first lesson. Let me get into my story. I grew up with someone very close to me. I'm not going to say exactly who, because if I say exactly who, it's going to start a whole war that I'm really not trying to start right now. That's going to be, I'm going to bring that when I come out with my book in the future. We'll see. But for now, for the sake of the story, let's say that I grew up around someone who was extremely verbally abusive to me, along with other types of abusive. But primarily verbally abusive. And this person constantly used my superpower, which is sensitivity, used it as an insult against me. Everything that they would do to me or that they would say to me, if I had any reaction other than what they wanted, it would be, oh, you're too sensitive. Oh, I can't handle you. You're too sensitive. You're too this. You're too that. Blah, blah, blah. You're too much. You're too much. And this person constantly used my superpower, which is sensitivity, my power. And I didn't realize that it was my superpower until I stepped into I've been a priestess for a while, for over a decade, since I got my final initiation. But I didn't become a high priestess until about 3 years ago. And that's when I realized that my sensitivity, that thing that this person hated so much, was my superpower. And the reason why this person hated it so much is because I had this intuition that she couldn't escape that intuition. She couldn't escape who I was. And she couldn't handle who I was because she had no nurturing bone in her body. No nurturing bone in her body, no sensitivity bone in her body. Extremely jealous person, extremely envious person, constantly gossiping about other people. I'm not going to say exactly who this person is, but it was somebody very close to me and my family. And this person didn't hate me. This person hated my father. And used myself and my siblings. I'm not going to speak for my siblings, but used myself as a pawn against my father, or a way to take out her resentment and her anger against my father. So I'm not going to say exactly who this person is, but I will tell you this, that I learned to hate myself. I learned to hate myself because of the things this person would say to me. I learned to hate how I talked. I learned to hate how I looked. I learned to hate how I felt. I learned to hate my intuition. I learned to hate my power. I learned to hate my curiosity. I learned to hate all these things about myself, to the point where it's like, well, if I hate everything about myself, why am I going to live? And then I was blessed enough that spirit took me away from this person. And yet I kept begging spirit to bring this person back in my life, because it was a weird love-hate relationship with this person. And then I finally had the courage to completely cut this person out of my life. And during that time, I learned that I didn't want that person to die. I didn't want anything bad to happen to that person. I didn't want to die. I wanted to kill the power that this person had over me. That was what I wanted to kill. That's what it was. It wasn't that I wanted to not die. Because someone once said to me, you don't want to die because if I threw you in the ocean, you would fight to survive. So it's not that you want to die. It's that you don't want to live with this feeling in the pit of your stomach that you don't feel like you're not enough. You don't feel like you can live. You don't feel like you can be, okay? And here's what I'm going to tell you. This is what I learned, okay? I've died and I've been reborn multiple times, figuratively speaking, spiritually speaking. And I've also had 2 instances where I had near-death experiences and I literally left my body and came back. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're suicidal, identify what is your trigger. What is your trigger? What has someone used against you to make you not love being who you are? And then take that trigger and make it your superpower. My biggest trigger was when someone would call me sensitive. And then I was like, wait a minute. But being sensitive to energy, being able to read energy, being able to know other people's needs before they even knew their needs is my superpower. If you're an empath, that's your superpower. Okay? If you're a strong person and you're tired of being strong, that means you need to be strong for yourself. And stop being so strong for everybody else first. You need to be strong for yourself first. And it's okay to give yourself permission to cry. A lot of us think that we shouldn't cry because we think that, oh, if we cry, we're giving that person wins. But no. Did you know that your tears hold memories? And if you never cry, all of those things that any person has ever said to you to put you down, to make you not want to live, or the things you've said to yourself, those things will continue to live in your head because you've never cried them out. Because your tears hold memories, and through your tears, you release memories that hurt you. Through your tears, you're able to release memories and you're able to release feelings that are able to get you to forgive those people, not for them, but for yourself. And then learn to love yourself for the things that person or the situation made you hate about yourself. And that is how you slowly start to kill those things that affect you negatively and start to learn to love your triggers. And start to realize that the things that people use against you are actually your superpower. And start to realize that the life you're living, the way you're living it, is not how your higher self wants you to live. It's not how you're meant to live. Okay? So cry it out. Cry if you have to. Speak your truth. That's the biggest thing. This person always made sure that I never spoke out against them. This person threatened me against speaking out against them because they are a narcissist. And it took me going to therapy to realize that they were a narcissist and that I was enabling them by continuing. And the people around them, the adults around them, enabled them to continue to abuse me verbally because they stayed silent and they did nothing to stop this person. and they're just as guilty. And have you ever heard the term of those who tie the cow are just as guilty as the ones who slaughter it? Yeah. So the family members that say, oh, that's just who she is. Oh, that's just who he is. They're just as guilty. They enable that person. So those people don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your bright light. And that's why some of us are meant to be separated from those types of people. That is why some of us are meant to be alone and away from those types of people. Not for their protection, but for your own protection. Protect your energy. Learn to love yourself. Go to therapy. Do things that make you happy. Do things that fill your cup. And don't believe the lies that other people have told you. Don't believe the lies that your inner critic tells you. Because your inner critic is programmed by your childhood. So don't believe the lies that your inner critic tells you, because that inner critic is lying. Meditate with your higher self. Ask your higher self, what do I need to heal in myself? Show me. Show me so that I don't have to keep relearning the lesson in a harsh way. Show me so that I can work on it, so that I can better myself. And then go for it. And trust. Pray. Cry. Go to therapy. Do spiritual cleanses. Do magic for yourself. These are all ways that I was able to cut cords. Ask the angels to help you cut cords with these people, with those things that make you want to hurt yourself, because you don't want to die. I promise you, you don't. I've thought so many times that I wanted to die. I thought that I wanted to kill myself multiple times, and then I found out in my mid-20s that I really didn't. I really liked living. I really could make my own heaven on earth if I just stopped giving power to this person who abused me and who was so close to me and who was enabled by every other adult in my life to abuse me. Verbally, emotionally, mentally. So when I learned to take my power back from this person by cutting off connection from them and getting myself the mental, spiritual, emotional help that I needed, I was able to be set free. And I was able to say, wow, I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to hurt myself. I want to live. I want to experience all the beautiful things on earth. I will work my butt off, and I will work 24/7 if I have to at my job, at my life purpose, if I don't have to ever feel like that again. If I can enjoy the world, and if I could travel and see the world and see the beauty around me and realize that I live in heaven. And the people that were, and the things that were making me feel like I lived in hell, I have the power to take my energy back. I have the power. And you do too. You do too. You have the power to take your energy back from those people and those things and those places that tried to destroy you. And the first step is to realize that the things that people want to insult you with, your triggers are your superpower. My biggest trigger was, like I said, you're so sensitive. Dismissing my intuition. Dismissing my empathic ability. Dismissing my psychic abilities. Always telling me that I would never be as powerful as her. I would never be as powerful. I would never be as worthy. I would never be enough. I was just like my father. That was an insult too. To make myself hate myself. And if you have a person in your life like that, they don't deserve you in their life. They don't. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve you at all. And I'm here to tell you it's time to take your power back. Because the more that you keep giving your power and your energy to people who don't deserve you, the more you're going to feel like you don't want to be in this world. Allow those energies, allow those people to kind of die out of your life, and allow yourself to be reborn, because you are worthy. And nobody else is responsible for liking you but you. It's okay if other people don't like you. It's okay if other people don't want to be your friend or whatever, or want to be around you. It's okay, because your only job is to make you like you. And you don't like everybody anyway, so why are you trying to get other people to like you so much? Let's be honest, we don't all like everybody around us. So why are we trying to make everybody else happy and make everybody else like us? Take your power back. And I promise you, you will never be suicidal again. Many blessings.